Hello and a very warm welcome. Let's talk Canadian driver Nicholas Latifi. He's come out on social media and gave a statement about the death threats and online abuse he has been receiving. Obviously, Nicholas Latifi caused huge drama as he crashed, and that played a massive part in the driver's title. Now, before we get started, I can't be two-faced. I don't think Latifi should be on the grid, and I did call him a shit driver. But yeah, these so-called F1 fans are meant to be fans of the sport, yet they're sending death threats to a driver. Now, I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan. I was extremely pissed off at the time. Yeah, it is what it is, but to send him death threats, I mean, come on. This is shocking and not acceptable. Latifi is used to quite a lot of negativity. I mean, the only reason he's on the grid is because of his Lavazza sponsor. I'm very lucky to keep his seat for next season, I would say. My opinion is Latifi shouldn't be on the grid. He's not good enough at the highest level. But to send him death threats is unacceptable, and these people should be exposed, and Latifi should expose them. It's all like we're seeing racism now getting prison sentences. Why send him death threats to someone? It's not dealt with in the same fashion. Why? It should be, really. So we got a lengthy statement from Nicholas Latifi. Basically, the cut and thrust of it is he's wrote a message, staying off social media. He's been receiving online abuse, hate, and death threats. Totally unacceptable. He crashed a car. It happens. It's part of motorsport. I don't think it's right to send him that level of abuse. You can have your opinion. My opinion is he shouldn't be on the grid, but it is what it is. Hi everyone, I've purposely been staying away from social media to let things settle after the events of the race. A lot has been made of the situation that came about after my retirement in Abu Dhabi. I received thousands of messages via social media, publicly and via DMs. Most have been supportive, but a lot of hate and abuse too. I've been trying to figure out the best way of handling it. Do I ignore it, carry on, or address it? Trying to cut this down because it is quite a lengthy statement. Going back to the race weekend, as soon as the checkered flag dropped, I knew things would escalate regarding what happened. Social media guaranteed it was going to play out on social media. The fact that I felt it would be best to delete Instagram and Twitter on my phone for a few days, we all know how cruel social media can be. The ensuing hate, abuse and threats on my social media were not really a surprise to me, and it's just the stark reality of the world we live in. I'm no stranger to being talked about negatively online. I think every sports person who competes on the world stage knows they're under scrutiny. But as we've seen time and time again across all different sports, it only takes one incident and then you're completely in the wrong. And this is I agree with him here. The so-called fans of the sport, like in brackets, you're meant to love this sport, so-called fans of the sport. What shocked me was the entire ton of hate and abuse, even death threats I received. This is shocking, absolutely shocking. We get into the next bit. It's a very lengthy statement by Nicholas. But yeah, thankfully I'm comfortable enough in my own skin and been in this world long enough that I can do a pretty good job of letting any negativity wash over me. But I know I'm not alone thinking that a negative comment always sticks out and you have to drown it out. People will have their opinions and that's fine. having a thick skin is part of being an athlete. Yeah. It concerns me how somebody else might react if this same level of abuse was directed at them. No one should let the activities of a vocal minority dictate who they are. Events in the last week have made me see how important it is to work together to stop this kind of thing happening. Well, we've been campaigning quite a lot, Black Lives Matter, all the racism talk, and now racism gets dealt with nowadays. Why are we not dealing with death threats in the same magnitude? But no one's interested in death threats, aren't they? Because it's all about the Black Lives Matter campaign. And this goes under the radar. Where did we get to? Yeah, very lengthy statement this by Nicholas. To all the fans and people that have my back during this whole situation, I want to say thank you. I've seen and read your messages, they're much appreciated. It's nice to know I have so many people supporting me. Sport is a very competitive business, but it should bring people together, not drive them apart. Sharing my thoughts, highlighting the need for action, helps just one person, then it's worth it. As we look forward to the new year, I truly hope my experience after Abu Dhabi helped reinforce the message. And my New Year's resolution is to look at ways I can support that process. I want to wish you a happy holidays, stay safe, and I look forward to getting back on the track in 2022. Nicky. So, a very lengthy statement by the Canadian, as he has received hate, abuse, and death threats. Just for crashing a car. Of course, I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan. This is over the top. And them so-called fans, they are so-called fans. Can they be considered as F1 fans? Sending death threats to a driver. What is wrong with you? Hiding behind your phone and your keyboard. Abusing Nicholas Latifi. Nicholas Latifi is not a fan's favourite. He's very lucky to be on the grid. But come on, there's a line, and these people have crossed that line. He's not my favourite driver by any stretch of the imagination, but he doesn't deserve that level of abuse. I can't be two-faced. I did say he should be off the grid. Very lucky to keep his drive. And after the Abu Dhabi events, I did call him a shit driver. But I would say that's an opinion, not really abuse. Yeah. It's not right. And they're meant to love this sport. We all love Formula One. We all have our favourite drivers. We all have people we don't like. But there's a level you do not cross, a line you do not cross. And that has been crossed here. And fair play to Nicholas Latifi for keeping calm, staying off social media, and reacting with a very lengthy statement and acting in a professional manner. Because that's unacceptable. And for me, Latifi should expose these people who are sending him death threats. Expose them. Get them punished. Formula One fans, they call themselves. What a joke. Not Formula One fans, a joke to the sport. I mean, wouldn't even think about sending death threats to a driver. Like, what is wrong with these people? This is why, stay off social media. It is a terrible platform, it really is. Exactly why I don't have Twitter, because it's so toxic. Everyone, social media lovies these days. Gotta be on your phone and be on Instagram like bloody Twitter. Social media lovies. Comment down below your thoughts. I think this is wrong, and I give credit to Latifi for speaking out on the matter. No driver should be receiving death threats. Emotions were high, yeah, but there's no excuse for that. Of course, Latifi didn't do it on purpose, did he? I mean, he's not going to be bothered who wins the championship, whether it's Lewis or Max. The critical matter is, as Latifi stated in his statement, as soon as he crashed and the championship went down to the last lap, he already knew he was going to receive online abuse, because that's the world we live in these days. Absolutely shocking. And Latifi doesn't deserve that. No F1 driver deserves to be abused, especially if you're supposed to love the sport. Fair play Latifi for speaking out. Again, he's not my favourite driver, but he deserves credit for this. Yeah. And let's see what Latifi can do in 2022, as he will have a brand new teammate in Alex Albon.